The Oshawa Public Library holds many resources in its local history room that can help you explore the community's history. Today we'd like to highlight one of the gems of this collection, the Oshawa City Directories. We'll outline how you can access them and what information you can discover in their pages. City directories can help you research the history of a house or building, trace people that have lived in a city, discover the development of a neighborhood or street, and find out about businesses and other organizations from the past. Oshawa Public Library holds a nearly complete set of Oshawa City directories, which were published by Vernon's starting in 1921, when Oshawa was still a town, and released annually until 2001, when privacy legislation in Canada began to restrict how personal data could be collected and made public. Let's talk a bit about what you might find in a city directory. They usually have a few different sections, one organized by street name, another by surname or business name, and there is sometimes a business or classified section. This means you can approach a search in a number of different ways. You could be looking to find out where someone was living in a certain year, so you would search the alphabetical list of names to find this. Or you could be looking to find out who was living at a particular address at a point in time, so would use the street directory to locate this information. Let's look at some examples from the street directory section. Here, street names are listed alphabetically, then by the side of the street, east or west, north or south. You will also see mention of cross-street intersections. The properties on each street are listed in numerical order, with odd being on one side of the street and even on the other. Next to each number is the name of the occupant, which might be an individual or a business. In some years, the owner of the property is indicated with an O, as in the 1930 directory on the left. In others, with a star beside the name, as seen in the 1940 directory on the right. Tenant is indicated by a T in some years, and in others, the absence of a star may indicate tenancy and not ownership. Only one name is listed for each address in the street directory section. You can learn more about a person and their family, or a business listed there, if you look it up in the alphabetical directory or the business classified section. The alphabetical name directory section is structured much like the traditional telephone book, but with quite a bit more information. Businesses are listed by name and people are listed by surname, followed by a personal name or initial, their occupation, employer, and home address. Let's take a look at one of the names from the Summer Street example from 1930. There's an A.C. Fleming listed, so I flipped to the name section to see if I can find out more information about him and his family. Under the name Fleming, we can see Arthur C. Fleming listed at 116 Summer Street, with his spouse's name Florence in brackets. Take note that there will be abbreviations for things such as occupation, employer, and first name. This was done to save space, but you can usually determine what the abbreviation stands for. It is often the vowels that are missing. In this case, Arthur's occupation is given as PLSTR, which we can take to mean plasterer. If you come across an abbreviation that you can't figure out, a list of abbreviations and their meanings can often be found in the front of the section. We've also made a general one available on our website. If we look down the surname list, we can often find others living at the same address, who might be relatives. In this example, we find Charles F. and Ivy, both at 116 Summer Street. It is possible that these are Arthur's children, but you would have to look at other directories and resources to determine this for sure. It's important to note that you will not find minor children listed, as only adults are found in the directories. Married women are only recorded in their husband's entry. Women will only have their own listing if they are single. If widowed, it will sometimes indicate this status, and the name of their deceased spouse will be given. In later years, all adults in the household are listed. There are some things to keep in mind when searching the directories. As a city grows, more houses and new developments are added, and as a result, buildings need to be renumbered. So it may appear that a person or business moved between years, when in fact, their building was assigned a new number. Take note of the neighbors the year before the change occurred, and then see if their numbers also changed. If so, the street has likely been renumbered. Similarly, sometimes a directory will indicate that a building is at the corner of two streets, but it is now located mid-block. This likely means that it was the closest building to the corner at that time, and later on more buildings were added on the land near the corner. You can trace the property forward in time in later directories to confirm this. Most directories have a section that lists businesses and commercial properties, usually arranged alphabetically by type of business, much like the yellow pages in a telephone book. This is handy if you're looking for a list of all the hotels in a city of a certain year, for example. You can also find businesses listed in the alphabetical list of inhabitants, and there may also be advertisements spread throughout the volume. In this example from 1959, you can see the Janasha Hotel is on the list of hotels, but also has paid for a larger advertisement. You can find ads like this spread throughout the volume, and there is usually an index to advertisers, so you can locate these easily. Other valuable information you can find includes details about local government, lists of institutions such as newspapers, post offices, churches, hospitals, and schools, as well as societies, associations, and social clubs. There is also frequently historical information about the city and description of local industry and resources. All the directories from 1921 to 2001 have been digitized and are freely available online. To access these, go to our website at oshawalibrary.ca. Under Services, select Local History and Genealogy. Here you'll find a list of our online resources. Scroll down to the Oshawa City Directory section. There are links here to all the volumes online. The directories for 1921 to 1969 have been digitized by our library and are found on the Internet Archive. The volumes from 1970 to 2001 have been digitized by the Ontario Genealogical Society and are found on the Family Search website, which you can access once you set up a free account. Since our directories are found on 2 different websites, we'll explore how to navigate each one in our Accessing Directories Online video, which is linked in the description below. Visit us in the local history room or online to see what other resources we have available. Take the time to explore this unique collection. You'll be amazed by what you'll find.